welcome to my channel. We're going to do a stitch with me today, and I'm hoping that this one will load properly. The last floss tube loaded. It took me 2 attempts, but it loaded. So hopefully this one will load. Now, as you can probably see, we're going to work on the toy shop today. I don't think I've done a stitch with me with this one, and if I have, it was a long time ago. So I thought I'd do a stitch with me with this one. Now, as I explained in the last floss tube, I was coming down and I changed my mind and went over to the windows. So we're going to work in the windows today. Add a bit of light to it. Alright, here we go. Got it all set up. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Now we're working on a very light colour. This is 01. So hopefully you can see where I'm working. I know it's going to be hard to see the actual stitching until I get a bit there. But this is 01 in this section here, and you can see that once there's a bit together. So I thought we'd work in this section today. Apologies if you can hear the dog barking over the back. Tends to do that a lot because the houses are so close. The backyard is right near the back windows. So he's standing right at the back, and there's not much I can do about it. So hopefully he doesn't annoy you. Well, it's Wednesday today. I think it's the 31st. And doing this around lunch, just before lunch. Thought I'll get this done. Well, Tiger's asleep on the step stool, the footstool. He's already come up for his morning cuddle, so he should be good. He shouldn't jump up and rock the boat, as they say. But this is Tiger. Anyone that knows Tiger, he likes to get in things or chew cotton. So who knows? We will see. We'll see how we go. It's a bit cold here today. We're in single digits overnight. At the moment, I think it's only 16 degrees. It's not too bad. It's colder inside than what it is outside. But that's okay. Thank you to everyone that comes back and watches my floss tubes and stitch with me's every fortnight. I really do appreciate it. I don't have anyone else to talk to about stitching except for you guys, so I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. I know I'm sitting here talking to the camera, but I know you guys are out there. So can you see that now? Oh yeah, that's a bit better. I could zoom in a little bit, just there we go. We'll see how that goes. And you can see a bit better, hopefully. Now I haven't got any questions this time, so we'll just have to sit here and talk. But that's okay, I'm pretty sure we can always find something to talk about. Once I get back into this chart, I do a little bit and then I don't want to stop. I just want to keep going. Does everyone else feel the same way about their charts? They just want to keep stitching and instead of changing over. I want to see how many finishes I can get done this year. I'm not going to start any more Heaven and Earth ones, I don't think, until I've got a few Heaven and Earth finishes. The only one I've got planned to start next year is Chatelaine. Now that is Garden of Fairies or Fairy Garden. So I'm slowly getting things together for that. That's going to be a challenge. I'm doing that one on 28 count. Lugana, so I've never used that before. I've only ever used Ada, so that's going to be interesting. But we'll see how we go. I'll do a test run beforehand to make sure that it's all okay, but I don't think it'll be a problem. I have a light. Yes, Tiger? Oh yeah, buddy. You can't sit on my lap while I'm doing a stitch with me. Sorry. You sit over there. There you go. Didn't think it'd be too long before he jumped up. Oh, there we go. He moved you around a bit, so I fixed you up. Yes, that's going to be different, but I think it's going to be a challenge, but it'll be okay. I don't know how long a chatelaine takes to do. It's a decent size one, but we will see. You lay over there on the bag. There you go, good boy. I think he's just cold, he just wants to keep warm. He was laying on my lap a little while ago just before I got all this ready to do. So now he'll just lay on the project bag and keeps warm. We've made a spot on the wall for this one for when it's finished, so I've got to pull my finger out and get a bit more done. Should have been finished before now. I'm a bit disappointed with myself. I mean, I started this in 2019 and I did start it with a friend, and then the friend moved, so I sort of didn't get a lot done. And she's not doing it now, but I just want to get into it and get it done. That way I can see it and enjoy it hanging on the wall. I know I say I should make it a focus piece, but I tried that, and then Warmth of Home was nearly finished, so that was my focus piece. So I should just make it a day that I do it every week without fail. At least do it for one day a week. But we'll see how we go. You know what plans are like, they always change. There's so many charts I want to do, like the ones that I've got started. I just want to stitch on all of them, but there's just not enough hours in the day. I won't turn it over. I'll just end it on the front, because otherwise I'll be rocking you. Because you're attached to my stand. I hope you can see that. It's not white, it's like a silver. So I'll try and get all this window done today. Well, most of it. No, Tiger. You go back over on your bag. Good boy. He's really wanting to get on my lap today. Must be really cold. But if I let him sit on my lap, which I have done before, and then every now and then you'll see his paw reach up to the cross stitch, try and grab the cotton. He does it so gently though, he's so delicate. But I don't want him to claw it. A lot of time's gone into this one so far, and I don't want him to wreck it. If you're friends with me on Facebook, then you'd already know, but this is the ring that hubby got me. It's an early anniversary present, It will go on this finger once winter's gone, because it's a bit loose because of winter. Once winter goes, it'll fit a bit better, a bit snug. He's got great taste in jewellery. Gave it to me a bit early because we were going out for the night. So he gave it to me early because our anniversary is not till next month, which is tomorrow is next month, so it's only 2 weeks away, or just over 2 weeks away. So we're going to go down to Redcliffe and spend the weekend down there for our anniversary. Go and have a look around. I'll take some photos and put some photos up on my floss tube. Hopefully it won't be too cold. It wasn't when we got married, because we got married down in Redcliffe, down at the Golden Ox. That's where we went last year as well for our anniversary, back to the Golden Ox for a meal, and stayed in the same motel that we stayed in when we were down there for our wedding. And we're going to try and do that as a tradition. But apparently the Golden Ox, where we got married, they've changed hands now. So we don't know what they're going to be like, but we'll go down and have a look. If they're not very good now with the new owners, then we'll just find another restaurant or have a pub meal. The pub meals down there are very nice. So we'll just have to see what happens. We'll go and have a look anyway. Go there, have a drink and check out the menu. And if it's not as nice as what it was before, then we'll just go and have a pub meal. Hang out with the locals. It's very nice there. We can park at the motel and then we can just walk. We don't have to drive, so that we can both have a couple of drinks and know that we're not driving, which is good. So we'll do that, and on the Sunday they have a big markets up there. It's near enough a whole street. There's lots of stalls, so we'll go and have a look at that and see what we can see there. Sometimes they have a lot of craft stalls. None with cottons, but they do have material and bags and craft items that are already made. That's how we got our wax hands done. That was done at a market. It's not that one, but one very similar. So I hope you can still see this. I think you're in focus. I'm working down the bottom of the screen. If I move you though, you won't be able to see it properly. But that's right. We'll go up the window in a minute. I'll just do this string and then I'll move up. That way you can see it a bit better. Because if I move the camera, I'm going to make you sick. And I don't want to do that. Well, Tiger's settled down now. He's sleeping on the project bag that I put on the lounge. So he's nice and warm. I went up the shops this morning just to run a few errands, post some letters, post some bags, and it was very busy up there today. I think everyone was just wanting to get out and about to keep warm. So I had a look around. There's this little bakery up there that I love getting a pie at, so I do what I have to do, and then on the way out I grab a steak and cheese pie, and if it's not too hot and I don't think it'll stay warm until I get home. I sit there and eat it. If not, I wait till I get home and then eat it. But they make lovely pies. So I did that. Had a bit of an early lunch. Come home. Do what I've got to do, and then decided which chart I was going to do a stitch with me on. I know I didn't plan on doing toy shop this week, but I thought I don't know if I've done a stitch with me on this one, but I thought this would be a good one. Next time I do a stitch with me, I'll see if I can set the camera up and I'll do one in hand so I can show you how I stitch in hand. The ones I stitch in hand are mainly the fancy ladies. I don't know why they're comfortable doing them in hand and these ones aren't. I mean, I know I couldn't do this one in hand, being so big. I know a lot of people do, but I think it'd be awkward because you'd have the material flapping down both sides. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. Okay, now why have I got those two marked off and I haven't done them? That's the question. Obviously, I've marked the wrong ones off. Let's see, here we go. Let's count these. Well, I counted correctly. So I'll undo those two because I haven't stitched them. There we go. Don't know what happened there. I'm marking things off I haven't even stitched. That's okay. At least I picked it up anyway. We'll see how much I can get done on this year. I did want to get this to 50%, but there's no chance of that. I bit off more than I could chew with that, with saying that, but this is only on, where are we, 36%. There's no way I could get it to 50%. It'd be like 20 or 30,000 stitches, maybe more. If I did it monogamously, I could do it. But if I did that, I wouldn't have much to show you guys. Before I started floss tube, I used to do just monogamous. Hubby's been busy at work. Been leaving about 9 o'clock every morning now. Doesn't go in so early anymore, because departure time isn't till 10 o'clock, so he leaves about 9. Most time he's not getting home until really late, so I get a lot of stitching done. And then if it gets cold, I wander up to bed, sit in bed and do my knitting. I want to get this blanket finished for Samuel. And then I've got to do another one for a king size bed. Hubby wants one for our bed now, so I'll just keep knitting them, I think. They're very warm. It's very warm wool. It's very nice sitting over my legs when I do it. So I don't mind knitting in winter. Keeps you warm at the same time. I hope you can see that okay. Oh yeah, it's coming through okay. I'm doing this one 2 threads over 1, full cross. I've never tried doing tent stitch. I'm not sure how it would go, whether it would warp the fabric. On the other chart that I'm doing, tigers, it's two tigers on it, and that's all that's on there. It's supposed to have a background. It's supposed to have a grey background. So I haven't done the background, or I haven't started the background yet. What I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to do the tiger, and then I was thinking about doing a variegated blue background, so it looks more like sky. And I'm tossing up whether to do it in tent stitch because it's only background. But the only worry I've got is some people say that tent stitch warps the fabric because you're only going one way all the time. Now, whether there's a certain way of doing it, whether you've got to go across one row and then back, or whether you can just go up and then come back this way, I'm not sure. Maybe there's a knack to it, I don't know. I'm going to look into it. But thinking about doing tent stitch just for the background, because I know when you do variations, some of them that have done them, they look really nice. But I thought, well, it's only background, and that'll get the background done quicker. I should have thought when I done them, and I should have done them on a coloured fabric, but I didn't. So I buggered up on that one. So I thought, well, that's okay. There's not much I can do about it now. I'm not going to start again. I've got a lot done on the first tiger's face. So I'm not going to restart it now. So I'll just let it go and see how it looks. But yeah, I'm thinking about a variegated blue. So I'll have to find a nice variegated blue and see how we go. I've got blue in Silks for You, but it's not variegated. I don't think it is. I think it's just a blue. What have I done? What have I done? Okay, something doesn't look right. Let's have a look. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm doing this row. And I must have done that row. And, oh, I did. There you go. It's all good. I just didn't mark them off. Good way to confuse myself. But as hubby would say, that's not hard to do. Thought I'd done it wrong there for a minute, and I thought I was going to have to frog, but I just didn't mark it off. I don't know if you can hear Tiger in the background. He's asleep on the lounge now. One cushion over from me because I'm sitting on a 3-seater, and he's snoring. He's having a good sleep. He's found that warm spot and he's happy. Don't you just love it when the cotton falls out? Sometimes it threads easy, sometimes it doesn't. I notice with the CXC threads, these ones are DMC for this one. Some of the charts I am doing with the CXC, but I've noticed with those ones that the ends get really fluffy and it gets really hard to reload the needle. So you got to cut the end off. It gets frustrating sometimes, knowing that you can't load the needle all the time. DMC, you just straight in. But CXC, no, it gets fluffy. But I suppose that's what you deal with by buying a cheaper thread. But I just brought a whole set off of AliExpress, I think it is. Just thought I'd try them, so I brought a whole range of them. Got the whole set in there. The only numbers you didn't get in there was 1 to 32. So all my early numbers are all DMC. But I don't think you'd notice a difference if I mixed them. Some of them might have a different sort of a shade, but in a project like this, where you've got so many different colours everywhere, I don't think it would really matter. So if I do run out, which I shouldn't, I've got a trolley full for this. I kitted the whole thing up when I started. As I do a heaven and earth chart, I kit most of it up, unless there's one that's only got like a handful of stitches, then I don't buy a whole skein if I've already got some. But all my heaven and earth charts are all in the basket, in the trolley, all together. All right, let's see how we go. We'll get another one done. I'll go over this side, and that way I don't think I've done it wrong again. I have been making some project bags. I will have some to put up on the group page. I'll be showing them on floss tube first, then I'll be putting them on the group page. I'm gonna start getting some more crafty stuff done. I'm gonna get some grime guards done. They don't seem to be a very big seller, but I'll get them done and just have them there just in case anyone wants them. I've done needle minders. I was going to open up an Etsy store, but I haven't looked into it yet. From what I've been told, you get charged to have things on there, or you lose part of a payment when someone buys something. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to look into it properly. But when I was younger, all I wanted to do was open up a craft shop. But then it was only shops, not online and anything like that. And I always wondered how I could, because I used to do a lot of knitting then for kids' clothing. And I used to wonder how I'm going to knit so many jumpers so I can fill a shop, or knitting toys to fill a shop. So I never thought I'd be able to do it, and here I am years later doing more craft now than I've ever done, and starting to sell things. Go figure. Never thought it would really happen, but they say dreams do come true. This one. Doesn't seem to take long for this to come together. One short the other end. It just seems to grow really quick. When you just sit here and just stitch, well, while I'm talking to you, it just grows really quick because you're not having to think too much about what you're doing. I'm only doing the one colour at the moment. So I just head along and then head back. Is anyone else stitching along while we're doing this? Hope you've got a nice cuppa. I've got a cup of tea in the background. Warm the insides up as you're stitching. It's officially the first day of winter tomorrow. And they reckon that it's been colder now than what it's going to be on the first day of winter. Got to admit though, I do like the colder weather better than the hot weather, because I like to know that you can actually put a jumper on and you snuggle into your jumper and you're nice and warm. Whereas in summer, you can only take off so much. You've still got to have clothes on. But yeah, I'd rather the cooler months than the heat. Makes it harder for the washing, but just takes longer to dry out on the clothesline. We don't have a dryer. I've never had one really. Might have had one when I was younger with all the kids, but we haven't really had any need for one. There's been a few days where we've had rain for nearly a week, but we sort of just scrape by with everything that we need. Put them on the clothes horse and sit them in front of an open window to let some fresh air in. And we've got an old kerosene heater, so we put that on because the kerosene seems to be cheaper to run it than it does for their power. So we have that, and that keeps us warm. If not, that's what blankets are for. Oh, that's it for that colour. Oh, well, that's only 35 minutes, so we might just leave it there. I'll remember to mark this lot off first, because otherwise I'm going to wonder what I've done. We've done 150 stitches, so that's not a bad effort in 35 minutes. So we'll leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this video, this stitch with me. Hope you come back to watch some more. Let me know in the comments if you've got any questions or anything you want me to answer, and we'll do that in the next stitch with me, which will be in another fortnight unless I do one beforehand, but we'll aim for a fortnight in between. We do it on the Wednesdays after like one Wednesday in 1 week we'll do the floss tube, and then the following Wednesday we'll do the stitch with me. Go back to doing it that way. But if you've got any questions, pop them in the comments and I will address them on my next stitch with me. If you've got any preference of what you want me to work on next stitch with me, whether it's a full project, full coverage, or whether you want me to work on one of the fancy ladies or one of the ones I stitch in hand, just let me know, and that's what we'll work on. But other than that, thank you for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It just helps with the algorithm. And I'll catch you in my next floss tube. Bye for now, guys.